Welcome back, everyone. Over to you, Carly.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Just share my screen quickly. All right, hello, everyone, and welcome to our session, Using DAM and AI to Drive Video Discoverability. I'm Carly Hill, the Senior Manager of Content Strategy at Media Valley, and I have with me today two incredible guests from Fred Rogers Productions, Chris Arnold and Jack Rowley. Today, they're going to share their experience with implementing a DAM to manage and enrich hundreds of episodes from Fred Rogers Productions, as well as their associated assets. So thank you so much for joining us today. We are absolutely thrilled to have you.
Carly, thank you so much. It's our joy to join you and the community here.
Awesome. All right, to start us off, can you tell us a little bit about Fred Rogers Productions?
Sure. We are a relatively small nonprofit that Fred Rogers started in 1971, soon after he began writing, producing, and starring in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Our portfolio currently has 7 series, which adds up to about 1,150 episodes that air in nearly 200 countries. And we've won 2 Peabody Awards, 28 Daytime Emmys. We have 4 live stage shows, 10 mobile apps, 60 online games, 2 summer camp curricula, hundreds of community engagement events, an amusement park ride, a children's museum exhibit, and countless licensees. Not bad for a staff of 30-something. Our goal is to carry Fred's values forward with a focus on innovation. And we're trying to stay in the forefront of what's new and what's next in media and help children explore the world in age-appropriate ways. And our DAM plays a very important part of it.
Awesome, thanks, Jack. All right, and can you share a little bit about what kickstarted your DAM project and what were some of those goals that you were trying to achieve?
Really, it was the need of more effectively and efficiently connecting that staff with those assets based around their real need. Our goal or our idea of a DAM was a little more than just a storage house. We wanted to make these assets more discoverable. We wanted to be able to then, once you discover them, distribute them in an effective way. We had been doing it in a hodgepodge of ways before, and really we wanted one way to allow the recipient to be able to get the maximum benefit from the asset. And I guess the other thing that we wanted to really explore is to partner with a platform that, and I made future-proof, I guess, the process. I mean, no one really knows what tomorrow is going to bring. I will tell you it's going to be different than today. So to partner with a vibrant platform that is interested in developing as technology evolves was an incredibly important attribute to whatever system we went with.
Amazing. All right, and then can you share a little bit about how you're using the DAM today? So who's using the DAM and how you built your permission structure to help meet this?
Sure. Well, we put every episode from all of the series that our company's ever made into the DAM, as well as related images and audio and documents. And since we have 3 shows currently in production, that would be Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, Don Quixote, and Alma's Way, our assets are growing every day. And everyone on staff has access to the entire DAM. There's nothing proprietary about what we have in there. And since most of our staff has come on in the past few years, we want to encourage people to explore it and come to know our history. We built a permission structure where a representative from each of our series, as well as a person from marketing and licensing, has the ability to add metadata in their specific area of expertise, which I then review and then make public on the DAM.
I think one of the really wonderful aspects of how we're using it is just that open access for everyone. Because really our goal is to connect, not just because of work, but also for inspiration. I mean, every single facet of our business takes inspiration from our work from the past. And to be able to give them access, but then ultimately be able to have an effective control over what gets added and distributed in a way that doesn't make Jack crazy is an absolute blessing. And this has already transformed some of the workflows that we have within our company. And we launched this DAM solution, what is it, Jack, about 4 months ago now?
We launched it at the beginning of February.
Okay, well, there you go. It's already kind of a ubiquitous part of how we do business.
Perfect. And Jack, I know you kind of touched on this very briefly already, but can you share a bit about how you're approaching your metadata to enhance the discoverability of your assets?
Well, as I said, each series has a designated point person who will upload and provide metadata for new assets. And we realized that AI and my knowledge of a particular show can only take us so far. But a person who actually works on the series will bring a much richer and more complete understanding of a particular asset, such as a character or a song. And any input they provide will greatly improve searchability and accuracy.
Gotcha. And you had mentioned to me before that you kind of approve those keywords as well. And so you're able to almost learn from the keywords that other team members are adding, right?
Oh, very much. It's like Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood is a show for 2 to 6-year-old, and Daniel would never use the word empathy, but the theme of the show would be empathy without Daniel ever saying those words. So adding keywords like that, improves it, as I say, the searchability and just the accuracy of the series.
Amazing. All right, and I know you have a bit of an interesting story about image intelligence and how that helped you out recently. So Chris, you want to maybe share a little bit about that?
No, the reason, yeah, absolutely. So the reason why I like this story is it kind of shows the cross-disciplinary function of the DAM within our organization. And then also, I think it shows the value of that artificial intelligence image recognition safety net, because sometimes you don't know what's going to be important in the future. So having an algorithm track a bunch of attributes of any asset is really valuable. So our licensing team came to Jack about a month ago and said, hey, we really would like a fresh image of Mr. Rogers, and we'd like him to have a purple sweater. So that might sound very easy to find, but there are 900 episodes of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and probably close to, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 images of Mr. Rogers. And also each of those images have specific rights in which we can use to license certain products. So in the world before the dam, this would have either been an impossible task or at the very least an incredibly inefficient task for Jack to go ahead and locate some image. We were able to execute that with just the simplest search. Literally in the search bar, we were able to type Mr. Rogers, purple sweater. And the image that you see before you was, I think, one of the very first ones surfaced. And from there, we were able to immediately identify, okay, is this a licensable asset? And it turned out that it was. And as a result of that, we were able to quickly give it to our vendor. Now, the real value in that is the speed of which you can do it, but also the richness of the search. Because we have this metadata attached to all of our assets, that allows us to get fresh images to vendors to help them connect with their audience. So this is just one of a lot of different examples that we have already started to see through the use of the dam. And but for, by the way, Jack and the licensees' access to the dam, this wouldn't have been possible. So I think it really speaks to the value of an open access, and then the ability to share with the licensees a lot of different varieties via a Lightbox solution. So it really kind of touches on each aspect that we thought and really hoped would be important for our new dam solution.
I would just add that they had one other caveat is the request from licensing was Mr. Rogers wearing a purple sweater with King Friday in the neighborhood of make-believe. And we were able to provide all that, and with the bonus of Rowley being in it as well, which they loved. And that, I think, makes it a nice puzzle.
Oh, it's amazing. Well, I'm happy we get to save a lot of your time, Jack, because I'm sure that would have been a bit of a nightmare to do without these types of features.
I think impossible, yes.
All right. Can you share how you're using video intelligence to help enhance your videos?
Yeah, video intelligence is extremely useful and helpful to us. The analytics engine processes video and is able to recognize objects, places, actions, and even emotions, which is pretty amazing to me. It also creates a timeline of every word of dialogue that's spoken. For example, in the video intelligence timeline here, I typed a phrase that Jeff Erlinger said to Fred Rogers in an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and it brought me exactly to that moment. This is very valuable, particularly to our social media people, because they are regularly making clips and can now quickly arrive at a word or phrase that they're looking for and decide where they want the clip to begin and to end.
Amazing. And this is a bit of an aside, but I think it's a cool part of what you're doing is, I know you mentioned to me before about uploading all of the different assets to your DAM and how, I guess there was a bit of a challenge with like the size of the videos and how you narrowed the original files down to MP4s because that was kind of more relevant. Can you share a little bit about that?
Do you want to do it, Chris? You want me to?
Well, yeah, I think it had to do, and this is a valuable aspect of having a partner, understanding your use case. So we in before were using the highest res images possible and thinking about storing those in the DAM. But as we started talking with Media Valet and starting to understand, okay, well, 95 to 99% of our uses are not for the high res version. That's for broadcast only. So we can store that somewhere else. But if we upload a lower res, but still excellent quality, that can be utilized for social media, for digital content, then we really have something special because then it can be used, exported, manipulated by those individuals in an efficient and effective way. Also, Media Valet was out towards making it. We're focused on making this work for us. We're a small nonprofit. We're not a giant company, so our footprint in the DAM is expensive. And they went out of their way to make sure that we were getting efficient use out of it and could still drive value. And I really appreciated that. So all those different types of things went into making that decision. And then ultimately, gosh, then we were presented with a heck of a big challenge, right? So we had a legacy DAM system with high res assets in it with metadata attached that, Jack had worked, I don't know, 3-4 years with this to develop that metadata. And Media Valet said, okay, well, this is what we can do. We can help you extract the high res, down res it, and then attach the metadata to it. If we were left to do that on our own, I mean, that would have taken us, given our bandwidth and expertise, like, I don't know, probably 3, 4, 5 months. And then without any guarantee that we would be able to do it effectively. And they did it with a lot of back and forth and iteration on the process within, I don't know, Jack, how long was it before? I mean, it was surprising how quick it was, that initial.
It was weeks. I mean, it was weeks and not months. And they were able to take our MOV files and convert them to MP4s that were very good quality and could be used by our marketing people and by everyone in the company. The quality is just very good, and they were able to perform this very quickly.
Amazing, thank you. Right, and how are you currently distributing your videos as well as your other content?
Well, even though we've just launched our DAM in the beginning of February, and I'm pleased to say that many people are already using it for specific projects. Our marketing group is working together on a project with PBS stations called Be My Neighbor Day. And they're using a tool called Lightbox that lets them internally share, add, and delete assets before they agree and send the final collection onto a PBS station. And our licensing person has created a branded portal or a mini website for each of our 2 newest shows, Don Quixote and Alma's Way. And she's able to password protect and share images, logos, borders, and a style guide with her external licensing partners.
And that's really helpful because it not only empowers our team, but our team as broadly stated as our partners too. So let's just say we have our licensing agent going to Toy Fair and they're trying to convey and to talk a little bit about Don Quixote and just how darn huggable she is, and Purple Panda. So like, you can talk about it and you can even see a still image, but our licensing agent can pull this up on their iPad and immediately have access to a gallery of different episodes or clips, and can show the various puppets in different poses, to really make an impact on those individuals that are responsible for connecting our products with our audience. And, you know, that wouldn't have been possible. And the ability that it just, and the fact that it just works, that it's on the cloud, that you don't have to bounce back and forth through servers, is huge. I mean, I can't overstate that.
Amazing. All right, and are there any specific features that you'd like to highlight that have been particularly useful?
Well, this is a cool new feature that we really appreciate. If we want every video from a series to appear in a portal, we can click a button called Sync Selected Category. And from that point on, any new episode that we put in that category will automatically appear in the related portal. And it's just a great time saver. And it's just a nice feature that just came about in just the last couple of weeks.
Amazing. Happy to hear that you're making use of it. All right, and then are there any learnings that you can share from your DAM journey so far?
Well, I think we touched a little bit of them early on. And that's really the first thing, is understanding your use case to the best of your ability. And then finding someone that, yes, they understand your use case and can provide context of how they've optimized your use case over time and give you options. And it's really that partnership and support that I think is the most valuable throughout this whole process. And I guess the last piece, and that's part about you understanding your own use case, is really challenging your assumptions. If you're coming from a place with a legacy DAM that is not necessarily current, or you don't have one, you have an idea of how you're going to use it, but make sure that you're asking other people within your organization, how would you use a tool that could do X, Y, and Z? Because if you say DAM, they might have a preconceived notion of what that is. So I just really, if I were to go back in time, I would say these are the things that I would do or emphasize more than we did before.
I think that's really good advice. Thank you. All right, and we're coming up to our last question of the day, and that is, what does success look like for each of you, let's say in 3 years' time from now? Maybe Jack, you can go first for this one.
All right. My goal would be that people see the DAM as a valuable part of their daily work lives, and will feel as comfortable with it as they do now when they use Google.
Yeah, I think my version of success is very similar. I want it to be ubiquitous in terms of how people access their assets and share them. I want it to be as simple as emailing. Like, instead of saying, oh, I'll email you that attachment, just say, okay, yeah, no, I'm going to send you a Lightbox, and we can work on, either putting this collection together or work and collaborate on a collection of assets that might be necessary for the workflow that you're in. Ultimately, though, the success is really about, like we said before, connecting people with assets that inspire them, to have people be able to find things that they find interesting and build upon the legacy. I mean, that's why we're here. We want to build on our legacy and improve the lives of kids and families. So anything in that direction is a real success.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, thank you both so much again for taking the time to meet with us today and share your story around how you're using Media Valet for your video content. And of course, thank you to everyone on the call today for joining this session. If you have any questions about today's presentation, please feel free to reach out to me directly. You can also learn more about Media Valet and/or Fred Rogers Productions using the websites as shared on the screen. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
everybody.